Welcome to the Buzz with Buzzblox. My name is Peace Caitlin Love, and I'm your host. Today I'm joined by three other people.
Hello, I'm Misty, and I am a part of Buzzblox. Nice.
I'm Block Stingy. I am also part of Buzzblocks.
I'm Codism. I'm part of Buzzblox as well.
But Cody's also a part of something else too, aren't you, Cody?
I am.
And we're going to talk about that today.
All
Do
right.
you want to tell us what you're part of?
I am a part of the Roblox library.
So, I just want to say really quick before we get into the whole Roblox library thing, because that is going to be one of our topics today. I'm really excited to be returning with Buzzblocks again, and I think that there's going to be a lot of good things to come in the future, and this is just one of them. And hopefully, with everybody's help, and you guys included if you're watching, you can participate too. At any time, if you just join my Roblox group, we'll be hosting different interviews and hopefully writing some more skits so we can do other things besides just the podcast. Um, Now, with that out of the way, to introduce the Roblox library, I always thought it was kind of an odd concept because are you role playing like an actual library, or is this just sort of like some groupthink thought where you guys wanted to come together and write your own books and have other people read them?
Um, it's definitely not about role playing for sure.
Okay.
Of course, it is like an actual library. It's made up of a bunch of user generated content. So honestly, anyone could write a book and submit it to us, and bam, it's in the library.
Really? So anybody just goes through an application process, and
um,
if their
yeah,
book is accepted, they're in the Roblox library.
basically, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that if a certain author is like accepted by your whatever standards you have, they can upload whatever they want. It's not just you have to get like individual works moderated.
Individual works do get moderated because I think it was like last year around this time too, our library actually got shut down for like 2 months because we had a bunch of content that was going through without moderation. So after
Okay.
that happened, we started to form this review committee that basically moderates every book that goes through submissions. And then if there is nothing wrong with it, everything advised with the TOU, then they are basically in the library by then.
What
Okay, that sounds good.
what kind of books do you guys generally have? Like, are we talking like people go and full on write their own fictional stories with their own backgrounds and characters? Or do you see like poems or um, informational books like biographies or etc.?
We have a range of books. One of the most popular genres, I don't think you could call it a genre, but it's more of a section. It's our fiction section. So that ranges from like, realistic fiction to poetry to historical fiction, romance, etc., etc. And we also have a bunch of books that kind of talk on to real life topics like social studies and health.
Oh wow, so it's
A lot of these books, like, do you have to like review it often to make sure there's no like nothing that's like outdated and stuff, or like what goes on? Because there must be a lot of like submissions already.
Um, yeah, there is a lot of submissions here and there. We don't, to be honest, we don't really review the books after they're reviewed additionally during our submissions process. But if, we notice there's something wrong with the book, whether that's from a reader or from our staff team, then of course we're gonna have to, go through reread it a little bit and then determine whether or not it's gonna be allowed in the library again or it's gonna have to go.
how many visitors does the library get a day? Because I seen your group, it looks
Um,
very popular. You guys have over 20,000 members.
we do. We get like around, on average, it's like 4 people in each server, but throughout the day, from what I've seen from our data, it's about 1,000 people visiting each day. But they usually stay for like less than 10 minutes or something, and then they go on with whatever they're doing.
Is 10 minutes usually enough time to read one of your books, or does it take a while? Do you have to like sit down and
Our books, there's just They all vary. So some books could be like a page or two, and then some could be like, I think one of our largest books is around 70 pages. But keep in mind they fit under these 800 character GUI pages, so that could translate to like around
Okay.
20 pages on docs
Okay,
or less.
so now that we know kind of how it works, how did you get started with it?
I joined last year. I was kind of like, looking around. I got a little bored here and there, and I was also not really active around Roblox anymore. So I kind of joined the library initially kind of passively. So I didn't really think I'd stay for a while. But then eventually I kind of climbed up the ranks and I became a library manager. So now I kind of oversee all of our community events and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. I noticed your group place that you have on your profile. I went and visited your little shop, and is that all your library buddies in there?
Yes.
And that poem that's sitting on the bench, I really liked that poem. I can't remember how it goes, but is that the same UI you use for the books in the library?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wait. Wait a damn minute. Are you talking about the place that I built?
Yeah.
Oh no. Our that one uses some sort of GUI. Our library uses some sort of script to basically mandate all the books into their positions.
Okay. Do you have like a specific scripter that like works for the Robloxian library, or do you as a team you guys kind of come together to build everything?
Our script was created by an older staff member who's not here with us anymore.
Oh wow, so
But
just piggybacking, man. Hey, if it
no,
works, it
no, but
works.
they made it for us, so it's not like those
Right.
creepy
Right.
stuff.
But your presence is not needed here anymore. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
No, but we're currently working on a new book script, so we're updating
Okay,
it a
so
little
you're
bit.
updating.
Yeah,
You're gonna update the
that's
entire
good.
library.
Some
Mhm.
future proofing.
Okay. Well, does anybody here have any other groups that they're involved in at all?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Yeah, I'm kind of just backseating right now. Buzzblox is my main
Fortunately,
focus.
unfortunately, on Roblox, there's just not that much to do. That's very interesting at this point because a lot of the games are similar, and you know, it's just very catered towards younger audiences.
And I
Mhm.
feel like there's a lot of wasted potential when it comes to that because Roblox is really a good platform where if there's one thing that Roblox has gotten right, it's the platform where you can create or make something out of nothing. And as long as you're dedicated to it, you can find a way to find success in it, build your Robux, cash it out, make real money, build a game, learn how to script. Like there's a lot of things in Roblox that you can learn from that shouldn't just be for 9-year-olds who want to role play at the pool.
Right.
Exactly. I think a lot of the joy of Roblox back in the day was a lot of smaller creators like being able to show off their content even if it's only like popular for a bit. That's like still very big for them. But like nowadays it's only like 3 or 4 games on the front title and there's never anything different. And like one or two of them is
Yeah,
always going to be
the
a copy of something that has been uploaded in the past.
the front page does look like a cesspool of
Exactly.
just random crap baloney.
And even
One
other
thing that
content that is focused on Roblox has kind of been catered towards more children because that's how Roblox has become is a game for younger audiences.
I think I was
So
talking to you about this before. I can't remember who I was talking to. Um, but Roblox used to be so colorful. It used to be
definitely.
red
Mhm.
and blue, and it heavily carried the Lego theme. And the actual Roblox logo was kind of fun to look at and blocky. And the games back then were a lot more thrilling. Like I even remember this old like 2007 game where it's the flood, and it's just this big lawn and this silo and this house, and the water starts slowly rising, and it's just so cute. You just got to climb up, not get caught by the flood, and that was the best times that Roblox ever had was when it was just so
Hmm.
uncomplicated. It was simple.
Now it's just very greedy.
Now I
You
feel
know.
like money is a driving
Mhm.
factor in how Roblox has been shaped now.
I think it seems really hard to get in on anything nowadays because a lot of the top games, like I said before, are very like very polished, very well made, which is a good thing. But it also means that smaller creators who might not know how to, script or have like that much knowledge of graphic design or other stuff like that, just like can't
Can't
get
compete.
into it. Yeah.
Can't
Mhm.
compete.
Yeah,
Yeah,
competition in Roblox has grown a lot from what I've seen.
yeah. And it's some people's full-time jobs now. I mean,
Hmm.
do you think the
That's
guy who
crazy.
made Murder Mystery, do you think he has a job? No, I think he cashes out like $350 per hour.
Yeah,
Just from
definitely.
building
Like,
games on Roblox.
Jesus
like
Christ.
I feel like you have to like already have had like an established base. I feel like okay, Adopt Me was a game which really came very like surprisingly, but it's like very big. It is probably like they have like double the amount of players as literally anything else on this platform.
And what is
500
Adopt
players
Me?
right now.
Why
I
does
have
some
never
500,000.
played it before.
why does
It
someone want to play Adopt Me?
seems like a collection kind of game with I don't know if you've ever played these kind of games on like your phone, but you have to like it's like a random selection of characters and you might get something really nice or you might get something that's like not.
So it's a gotcha game.
Yep.
It's basically like raising a virtual pet.
I
That's how I
I
call it,
think the
put it.
real decline of Roblox started to come when they removed the tickets. I thought when they removed the
Mhm.
tickets it was a bad idea because then I
It
started to
definitely
see
became very
that they
pay
took
to win
away
almost.
the option to not pay anything in Roblox and still enjoy the game.
For sure.
I mean, definitely it was a smart business move, but I think it really did impact a lot of like players and their ability to like do a lot, honestly. You
Yeah.
used to be able to like run ticks on ads as well, but now you have to like you literally have to pay in order to
Robux.
like get an ad out, which is how you would otherwise get Robux through like a Google
Yeah,
or
it,
game.
it really wouldn't be a problem if they added some sort of way for like non-premium players to get
Hmm.
any revenue.
And they don't at
Like,
all, do they?
yeah, they
No.
don't.
Wow. Well, I mean, back to what I was asking before if anybody else was involved in any other groups. Fashion has used to be huge. I mean,
Really?
yeah,
Oh hell
fashion
yeah.
groups were the group to be in. I mean, everybody wanted to do those shitty little fashion shows and dress up. And I mean, Unique still has over 100,000 members, but I mean, they're not doing
Right now, yeah. I think Delia's and Unique are like the only two that are really
alive.
still standing. But like the ones that have prospered have really done really well. Like Delia's has 137K right now.
I never would have
And
imagined from all of the groups back then that Delia's would have been the one to make it.
yeah. And
Oh yeah,
Unique
because
has
everyone was just
300K
crazy.
members.
Yeah, everybody used to shit on Delia's.
Mhm.
We used to be like, it's like making a group that's called Abercrombie and then selling Abercrombie clothes on Roblox, thinking, I mean, I seen a group that was called Kylie, like Kylie Jenner, and it was just
Oh
like
my god.
plastic makeup on dolls' faces with big fat ass lips trying to be Kylie Jenner. I thought this is not good. This is not good at all.
I
I
think
mean,
the thing, honestly, I feel like when Erie kind of stopped was like when it
Yeah,
really
that
started
was.
going downhill.
Mhm.
Erie was a like a unique not to say that, but
it
it was
was.
it was a really unique group and it
It
was
was
fun.
because she created everything, and that
Yeah.
creativity, I just don't see it anymore. Instead, I see Kylie, like I was saying.
And it's
Kylie.
really unfortunate because a lot of the creators, such as Grotty, have moved on to other platforms or stopped doing things like that because it just is not interesting anymore
So,
or they don't get return.
so Grotty, otherwise known as Grotesque, she was really big in the fashion industry back, like 3-4 years ago when I was
Mhm.
active during that time. Um, she had a lot of controversy, and so did a lot of the higher ranks in fashion groups. I remember fashion groups had a lot of drama, and
Especially on Ask
unfortunately,
Us FM. Oh my god.
oh, Ask FM. I remember
That
when
was
Ask
like
FM was the
Oh,
fucking
I
thing.
remember that
scary.
too.
I mean, that was even awful for kids in my school, though. It would just
That's a throwback.
Ask FM. It was just a horrible platform.
I'm glad it's no longer a
Yeah.
thing.
It's not
Really.
active anymore.
So this Grotesque, she quit entirely. She's gone.
She
I
builds other
see
kind of
how.
games now. She has okay. Let me talk about some of the games. Salon and Spa, Enchanted Academy, Hotel and Resort, Creative Mall. But like all these games are like really cute and like really well made. But they just don't get her that kind of exposure and money that she used to.
No, you're right.
Definitely.
Well, good for
And she
her
still
that
does designing. Yeah.
she's
Sorry.
learned how to script on Roblox. I mean, okay, let's say someone wants to learn how to script or get started building their game. Where do they go to start? Like, how do they teach themselves? Is there a Roblox book? Is there a guide? Is there
There's not.
There's a good amount of resources for programming. Like there's all sorts of videos, there's all sorts of blogs and websites you can go to.
I feel like
I
if
think the
somebody
yeah.
made a really structured lesson on how to script on Roblox, that it would probably do very well because it's something that a lot of people want to learn.
I think yeah,
I
Roblox
think there are a lot of
exclusively
those.
doesn't have that good of like a teaching curve.
But I'm saying Roblox themselves need to have something.
Yeah,
They
oh
have a
yeah.
wiki, but it's very, in my opinion, because I'm not much of a scripter, but it's very confusing. But I think that's just
The
all of coding in general. It's just very,
yeah.
yeah.
The Roblox wiki is actually really good. It's a very useful resource if you want to get into scripting. Um, but yeah, bottom line is there's not really a structured platform to get you started anywhere. Like
Mhm.
an official one, that is. An official one. There's no
It's
official way or guide.
and it's completely like learning a new language. I mean, scripting is a new language. Whether you learn Java or whatever the fuck, it's a new language. So I have mad respect for those people. And I'm happy to hear that Grody is at least doing something. Like at least she has the games. She probably makes revenue. But I knew talking to her from a friend standpoint that she did tell me she planned on making Roblox her full time career. Some people out there have figured out how to do it, so good for them. Anyway, let's see here. What can we talk about next? Child friendly content on Roblox. I mean,
I think it's about YouTube and how a lot of the creators on there who used to make Roblox content became a lot more catered
youth,
towards children and
youthful.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know that there is a crowd out there of adults who play this game just like me, who enjoy it for other reasons and probably feel a little bit left out because of how dumbed down Roblox has definitely made the game. Um, you know, especially towards single age digit people.
Mhm.
I thought it was really cool that they started including Xbox and other platforms too. But whenever I tried to connect, it turns out that you can only play a very limited number of games on the Xbox with Roblox, and all the games on Roblox aren't really available on console at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like on console there may be an older crowd too, because I don't see. I mean, back in the day, Xbox, yeah, it was bad, but nowadays on Xbox One, I don't really see that kind of crowd.
Yeah, they did. I feel like they did a really awful job with cross compatibility on Roblox. Like it was inevitable that it was going to happen from the start, but they did a really bad job with it, I think.
Yeah, right now it's separated, so you have to make you have to select an option to let you play on your phone, the computer, or
How do people play
console.
on their phone? Are they out of their goddamn mind? I tried to play Roblox on my phone once, and it was such a headache.
It,
I don't
I
know.
just don't think they incorporated it very well, and then they put it there, and then they kind of stopped thinking about it. But there's
I think the phone controls for Roblox aren't bad. It's just it's not a good
Mobile game.
what's the word?
Not a good platform to play on.
Yeah, not a good platform.
But
additionally a lot of the games can like select whether they want to have people playing on certain like devices. So I think on like console and phone, your selection is a lot more limited than on computer, which like obviously the Roblox is made for a computer,
I
so
don't know how Winx does it. I don't know how she does everything from her phone. I don't know how she swaps from the. I don't know how she even fucking designs clothes. How does she design clothes without a computer? Has anyone figured that out? Because she told me
I
she
An
mean
does.
I get it if
iPad?
you do it on
There's
an
apps out
iPad, but I
there.
don't know about that.
She makes those clothes on her iPad.
She could have. I don't know.
Oh
I think
my
iPad is
goodness!
easier than phone.
It sounds a
Wow.
lot more easier for sure. I mean,
Okay.
essentially, an iPad is like a mini computer, so makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. I just don't think it's the same kind of. I would get a headache trying to sit there, and I'm someone who needs to do everything with a keyboard and a mouse. Even when it
Yeah,
comes to
same
video
here.
games. When it comes to video games, I try to play on a console. I'm just not digging the same control that I have over if I have a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Not the same. I can't do any other platform. But
The thing with
kudos to her.
the thing with mobile Roblox on both Android and iOS is actually the difference between it and consoles, that the implementation is actually pretty good. The problem mostly comes down to they offload the responsibility of making it a playable experience to the game developers. So when obviously the controls are fine, but the game itself is where it becomes difficult to use that platform. Like a lot of games will have like um these little buttons that you are harder to press on mobile.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a really annoying
Harder to
experience.
press on
The
mobile.
game was like obviously not made for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it really comes down to the developer.
mhm. And even the chat, which actually like is a very big problem. I don't know if you guys have ever used the
I know
chat
what you're
on
talking about. I
mobile,
know what you're
but
talking
it
about.
covers up your entire screen
Oh
while you're
yeah,
chatting. It's because like your
oh
keyboard
yeah.
comes up, right? But then the little chat box that they have also covers the other half of the screen. So I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. But yeah,
In
so it's just
general,
not a
just
fun
mobile,
experience.
phone, iPod, whatever you're using, just it's not gonna work in the long
Yeah,
run.
So
Anyways, so back to the whole child-friendly YouTube topic. Uh, let's get that started. Let's talk
well,
about that.
let we talked about the child friendly thing a little bit, but for YouTube, there doesn't seem to be very many Roblox content creators that are not as kiddie themed. And I think it's important that you have a good balance of both.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
think
for
it's
all
True.
yeah.
ages and audience. Because you don't necessarily have to be, playing with building blocks to be child friendly. I mean, or to tote that
Yeah.
word around. I mean, you can consider this more child friendly than, let's say, turning on the TV or a movie and seeing somebody get shot. So child friendly really nowadays means I'm going to go play dress up on Roblox, and all those viral videos are like, oh my god, Roblox boyfriend, or like, you know what I mean, just
Very
general
yeah,
spam,
farm content.
farmed content. Yeah, targeted,
Yeah.
targeted, solicited content.
The thing is you can be child friendly, but you can still make interesting content for
True.
for
Yeah,
like
and
multiple
people
age
get that
groups.
confused. They think, oh, I'm
Yeah,
child friendly, so I gotta make things for the youth. Well,
catered for children.
you
Yeah.
can do it for anybody. Just, you know, leave out all the negativity.
Because like
Um,
this is child friendly, but like we're not talking about very childish topics or you know
right.
boring stuff.
So
Well, here's the thing with that. So there is a difference between, complying with the definition of being child friendly and, what our target demographic is. We can have a target demographic of like 50-year-olds and still be child friendly. So
Yeah.
that's what we have to figure out. Are we going to be child friendly or not? And if so, what is our target demographic?
I mean, I think
Like, who
I
are we making content for?
I think as our group starts to develop and our members really become hashed out, it's something that with their input we'll be able to figure out more. It all depends
Yeah.
on who we're catering to and exactly what they want. So we don't know until we
Honestly,
know,
yeah,
right?
it's very possible
Hmm.
to maybe change your content in the future while keeping like the same energy that we have right now almost
I
to
think
Yeah.
like
I think the energy that we had previously in the past was a good energy that I think if we just keep that up, we're going to be on a good path.
I agree.
Yeah, because we're just like coming back to this. Like this is a good time to test and see what works and what doesn't work.
Right,
right.
Pick
exactly.
a direction to go in.
And we're already hearing feedback now. We'll get more feedback in the future and we can adjust from there. But going back
Thing is,
to the
I'm yeah.
going
Sorry.
back to the child friendly content, I just want to change the topic real quick with how Roblox has really pushed the child friendly content on their site and then really done almost nothing in regards to hackers and scammers on their website. For some reason, in
Right.
2020,
Oh yeah.
they still don't have control over their own site. And that's a major danger. I mean,
Mhm.
when we're talking about when it comes to Grotty and how she spoke to me about how she wanted to be self-sufficient off of Roblox, when you have scammers and hackers on Roblox, they're stealing real money. So they
Yep.
need to be treated like real criminals at that point. Do you think the guy who scammed me is going to take over 500,000 in limiteds and not try to dev exit? No, that's $1,500 right there. That Roblox should be appalled that they're letting themselves get scammed by themselves. Like that's their money they're losing. Do they realize that? No. I mean,
Speaking of which,
Honestly.
we should talk about Katie's problem
Situation.
recently.
so
Yeah.
Situation.
so what happened was I had someone approach me wanting to make a group. I said, okay, sure. I added him on Discord. He asked if he could have the texture ID of my character so he can make a render with my clothing on.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard about that
I've
actually.
heard
Yeah.
about that too.
And so I sent him a picture of my character and it just looked like the render layout. Does that make sense? Like when you pulled all the pieces together to make a 3D character, like the building blocks,
Uh huh.
it just looked like my shirt and my hat. I had two-step identification on my phone number, my
Oh,
email, um, six-digit PIN every time I log in. I get a notification to my phone. I had all the security measures, but somehow through a JavaScript app and some way he took the texture of my character and plugged it into his texture of his character and somehow was able to access my account by pretending he was me and my character. And
Jesus
and
Christ.
so I don't know how it happened. Again, he never got into my account. My account was never logged out. It was never compromised. I don't even know if I don't even know if it's ever going to show up that anything was done at a different IP address. It was that wild. And it all happened in a matter of like 5 minutes. And it was something that of course I regret, but I didn't cry over it. I wasn't that upset over it. I woke up in the morning, I lived my day, and I was like, whatever. Um, because it is just a game. Sorry, I'm not gonna be like, well, it is just a game. Shit happens. Roblox will get my shit back. If they don't, well, good for him. Whatever. He's an asshole. But it was something that there was no way that I would have known. there was no way that I would have known because it was so sneaky that if it could happen to a 21-year-old, how it could happen
Children.
to a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it really does have something to do with their security system. I mean, in the end, if this guy was able to get into my account by the fucking picture of my avatar, I'm going to have to say that's an issue on their end. They can't
Yeah.
secure their site.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this up right now. There is a post on Reddit which brings this up 2 months ago, but it's a very small Reddit, like subreddit that they're posting this in. So there's no reason to know about this unless you legitimately like search up for this thing exactly. But they do talk about it in detail, right? But there's no reason that in those 2 months, Roblox has not done anything about it. They should know about this from all the people who are talking to them, like, and
Right.
sending support about lost items
Right. Well,
when they have so much security on their account.
here's the positive. It's never happened to me before because I'm not an idiot. I've never fallen for anything like this before. Like I said, this is a brand new issue. You said 2 months ago somebody brought it up on Reddit. It's a new issue.
Mhm.
But if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. And if they're going to promote a site for children, they really haven't made it safe enough for a child. I mean,
Yeah.
think about if this was a child who lost all their stuff. Well, now they're flying in a panic. They're crying. They're hurt. They're going to their mom, their dad. Their mom or dad is trying to call Roblox and cuss them out. You know, whatever. It's not fair. And if they know that it's a problem and such a serious issue because tens of thousands of items and Robux are definitely scammed daily. This is nothing new. This has been going on since the beginning of time for Roblox. Why they haven't been able to do anything about it, I don't know. They don't even have a proper system in place for if it does happen to you where they're able to revert it back quickly. Not only that, but contacting their support line is the most painful line I've ever had to contact because they're virtually invisible. They don't let you get through to them. It took me
Oh
2
yeah.
days to get a response to tell me finally that they reset my password. And I'm like, okay, great. He got into my account without needing my password. Do you understand? Like he got into my account without needing my password. There's no point to reset my password. And so I was like, okay, this girl, this B, this Betsy from Roblox, bitch, if you're watching this, oh my god. So Betsy from Roblox tells me she resets my password. I'm like, honey, I if it's not, I swear, I have so many locks and bolts on this front door. The fact that somebody still slipped in through the crack, it's a miracle. So right now, I just need you to focus on helping me get my stolen stuff back. So then I got transferred to this man, and I don't know this man's name. Let's call him Bobby. It's probably like Bobby or something. He says, you know, blah blah blah. Blah. Thank you for contacting Roblox support line. Please send us an email with all the attached copies of the unauthorized trade. I do that. I get a third email back this morning telling me to do the thing again as if like they didn't get my last email. So I did it again. I got in touch with a third person, and the third person told me they finally escalated my ticket back to account recovery, and it will take 1 to 10 days to get my stuff back, or to see if they can, which I don't see why they can't. It's the first time this has happened, so hopefully they can. But
Yeah.
I know Ethan told me he's been hacked before as well. So how did they? So they just guessed your password for that one. See, that makes more sense than what happened to me. They just
Yeah.
guessed my password. That's one thing. I think, okay, shame on me. Fool me once, whatever.
Right.
Fool me twice.
Yeah.
Can't get fooled again. No,
That's not happening.
no, it's not happening. And for you, were they able to restore your limiteds?
Yeah, it took about a week,
How
and
how how much?
contacting support was a pretty similar experience.
It was pretty painful. It's
Struggle, yeah.
it's a struggle. And how many? What did you lose in limiteds?
I lost around 120K.
Okay, so
Dang.
yeah, so a lot. Wow.
Yeah, and they restored all of it, and plus all the Robux I had on me. It was fine.
All right. So, fingers crossed. I pray for the best. But it's
What's
just
interesting is, sorry, go on.
it's just the catch-22. It's like we want to be child friendly. We don't want to secure a website. We want your money, even though you're a child. You know, and so forth. So anyway, you can go on.
So what's interesting is that they have this like this policy, with this one-time policy where you can get all of your items restored. What I found interesting is that I actually have had my account compromised before. This is not the first time this has happened, but it happened a long time ago, around 2010, where I lost all my limiteds, and Roblox was able to restore them with the same policy that they have now, and
So
they did it once again
maybe
at that around the time I got
if you're
hacked.
just sneaky and they don't realize that they've done it for you before, you can get away with it, I think.
Yeah,
Guess.
or if like 7 years have passed.
That too. That too.
I mean, the good thing is that at least they are fixing it. The bad thing is
Yeah.
that it seems like it's a struggle, and
Now,
also that like
and,
they shouldn't need to fix it in the first place.
and all the emails they do they specifically say there's a chance that we can't. But I feel like they have to say that
Just in
just
case.
in case of everything, you know?
Hmm.
But if it's never happened to me before, so if I'm guaranteed this one-time thing, I should be in the clear.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anybody else have any last comments?
Mm, no.
Anything you're
Okay.
excited about for the group? Like,
Well, I am definitely very excited to be returning to Buzzblocks and creating content again. And you can join the group at Buzzblocks.
on my page. I'll link
Yeah.
it down
Yes.
below
On any of our pages.
on any of our pages.
Just
Literally. Okay, well,
trying to do a.
I think that this was a good first time kind of just chatting, you know, getting to know
Mhm.
our opinions on things about Roblox. And as time comes, hopefully there'll be more. And if there's anything, any listener ever wants to hear about or hear us talk about or participate in, or even let's say, hey, I'm a member of Buzzblocks and I would like to be on a podcast, and here's what I'll talk about on the podcast. Sure, yeah, we'll have you. Just comment down below or comment on the group wall or message Peace Caitlin Love and we'll get back to you. All right, well, that's about it for this episode of The Buzz with Buzzblocks.
The buzz.
The
The
Buzz.
Buzz.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you for listening and have a good day.